That's something I hear a lot of skeptics ask is, how do Christians, believe in one God? They believe in the God of the Bible, but they don't believe in other gods. And actually, that's not true. We do believe in other gods because there are other gods in the Bible, but this is with a lowercase g, and we do not worship. We believe, but we don't put our faith in any other gods, lowercase g. 2 Corinthians 4:4. Satan, who is the God of this world, has blinded the minds of those who don't believe. They are unable to see the glorious light of the good news. They don't understand this message about the glory of Christ, who is the exact likeness of God. You see, even Satan is considered a God, and people worship him. People worship the things that he can give them. People worship money, and these can become gods. Also, in the Bible, we're even told that there were people that worshipped Zeus and Hermes. These people were mentioned in the Bible. So the Bible doesn't dance around other gods, and it doesn't. So it has an account of all these gods that people still think today that Christians don't believe in, but we do believe in. But we believe that they were gods that people worshipped, and these were actually people that may have had more powers in the past. So we can just look back and look at a lot of the things that happened in Genesis, like the Nephilim and the offspring of angels and man, and we can see where the stories of these other gods can be coming from. Here in Acts 14:11-12. And when the crowd saw that what Paul had done, they lifted up their voice, saying in loud Cain, the gods have come down to us in the likeness of man. Barnabas they called Zeus, and Paul Hermes, because he was the chief speaker. They were looking at Paul and Barnabas, and they were performing these miracles, and they were showing these signs that were coming from God. It was God working through them. And then they saw what true power was. And the first thing that they would think was like, oh, this must be Zeus, or this must be, the gods that they had been praising. But of course, they had never really seen any true power or anything. It was just a superstition. And there's a lot of people all through the Bible that had these type of superstitions. They would praise to Baal, and they would praise, Moloch. And these were gods that they had made out of statues, and they would pray for rain and pray for different things. And still to this day, people do this type of thing. People have, sculptures that they praise, or they have some kind of bees or cars or different things that they praise, and they expect supernatural things to come from them. And it's all really a superstition, and it's all under the one true God. All the things that happen are all subject to what God wants to go on. Everything will fold and bend to God's will. Deuteronomy 11:16. Take heed to yourselves, that your heart not be deceived, and turn aside and serve other gods and worship them. God, all throughout history, has been warning people and reprimanding people for going after other gods. And that can be Satan, that can be money, that can be people that are more powerful than you. And things that we just can't explain. There's a lot of things that people haven't been able to explain, so they've called it a god. The lightning in the sky, and they say that that's Zeus, when all these things are under God's power. And there's still things that we can't explain to this day. And a lot of people have just begin to worship the universe, and they begin to worship the nature because they don't have a true understanding of where nature itself comes from. Nature itself is under the control of God. So though you might go to the core and find out, okay, well, we know lightning didn't just come from God's hand. We see these particles that connect with these particles, and then lightning comes, and then we feel like we just know everything about lightning. But where the particles come from? What set them up to where they would even come together? So there's still more to science, and there's still more to the universe than what is seen by the naked eye. So these things are still under the control of God. So when we start to praise anything, whether it's nature, whether it's money, whether it's the universe, anything that we praise other than God is sinful, and we've been warned against it. Exodus 12:12. For I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and I will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast. And against all gods of Egypt I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. You hear people talking about, Egypt had the original gods and all this and all that. Well, the Bible has taken into account all these gods also. He's talked about them, and he's been reprimanding people all throughout history for serving these idols, and that's what they were. These were built items, like a man with the head of a horse or the head of a dog. And these type of things, they weren't real people. They were just simply made up images that people had made. Just like when people were making these images of calves and different kinds of animals. It's always things that they didn't understand, things that they were in awe of that they would make an idol. So I tell you now, don't be in awe of anything created. Be in awe of the Creator who made all these things. That is what the true power is. Something to think about.
Do take good care of yourself.